Hello there, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Let's tap into the energy around your connection and the person you're focused on and see what Spirit wants to reveal today. As always, keep what resonates with your heart and release anything that isn't meant for you. All right, Gemini, let's get into your reading. All right, the energy coming through today is this, and it holds something incredibly personal for you. There is a connection surrounding you right now that refuses to follow any normal pattern whatsoever. This message found you for a reason, because the cards are revealing something extraordinary about your path. Who is this person, and why does every single encounter with them shake your entire world? The truth is, this is not an ordinary love story. This is something the universe itself orchestrated. Your story with this person reads like something destiny wrote in advance, chapter by chapter without your permission. Let us go ahead and dive into this, because the cards have so much to unfold here. The first card I have for you is the Star, and this is a breathtaking way to begin. The Star does not show up for casual connections. It appears when something rare and divine exists. What this card confirms is that your bond with this person transcends anything surface level or temporary. You recognized each other on a soul level before your minds could even process what was happening. The star carries healing energy, and it tells me this person entered your life during a pivotal time. Whether you expected them or not, their arrival shifted something fundamental inside your emotional landscape forever. The timing of your meeting was never random. Every chapter of your journey led directly to this moment. You may have questioned it at first, but deep inside your spirit already recognized what your mind resisted. The next card coming through is the Knight of Cups, and this validates the romantic intensity immediately. This card represents a love that arrived with intention, not by accident and not by coincidence at all. The Knight of Cups says this person felt drawn to you in a way they could not resist. There is a magnetic quality between you two that neither distance nor time has been able to weaken. Every interaction between you carries weight. Every conversation lingers longer than it does with anybody else. Their presence in your world carries a gravitational pull. You feel it even when they are not around. No amount of reasoning could explain what happens between you, because this connection operates beyond ordinary logic. Then we have the Empress, and when I see this card here, it changes the entire reading. The Empress speaks to a love that is abundant, nurturing, and deeply rooted in genuine emotional safety. This is not the kind of connection where you have to perform or pretend to be anybody else. With this person, your guard drops naturally, and that vulnerability does not feel dangerous or threatening at all. The Empress reveals that this connection has fertile ground, meaning it holds the capacity to truly grow deep. You found safety in their warmth without instructions, without rehearsals, and without needing to earn it from them. That kind of emotional refuge is exceedingly rare, and the cards show you have discovered it right here. Another card here is the Two of Wands, and this brings an entirely new dimension to your reading. The Two of Wands highlights mutual recognition, where both people sense that this bond carries immense potential. This is not a love built on fantasy alone. The foundation beneath your feet is solid and undeniable. Both of you sense a shared future, and walking away from what you have built feels utterly impossible. Your story was never meant to be predictable. Every unexpected twist brought you directly to this very place. What makes this the craziest love story is how neither of you planned for it to actually happen. It blindsided you both completely, and yet it fits perfectly into the life you were destined to live. The cards are showing me that this connection was written into your timeline long before you became aware. Every sign around you points to the same conclusion. This person was always meant to cross your path. You cannot manufacture this kind of chemistry. It either exists at a cellular level or it does not. Nobody predicted this kind of collision, and yet here you stand in the middle of something extraordinary. With you and this person, the connection was immediate, undeniable, and impossible to ignore from the very start. Each instinct you have carried about this person, and each quiet knowing inside you, these cards just proved. That is precisely why this message arrived today, because nothing about your love story follows an ordinary script. Okay, let us talk about you for a moment, because there is so much weighing on your chest. You have been carrying this quietly, not letting anybody see how deeply all of it affects you. The confusion swirling inside you is real. and no amount of overthinking has brought you any clarity. Your heart craves one direction, your mind argues the opposite, and that internal war exhausts you daily. You keep replaying certain moments in your head, analyzing every detail, wondering if what you felt was real. The first card here is the Nine of Cups, and it speaks directly to your deepest emotional wishes. This card says you already know what you want, but the hesitation you feel is rooted in fear. Deep inside your bones, you have already decided, but admitting that truth out loud terrifies you completely. You are afraid that wanting this intensely gives it the power to destroy you if it vanishes. That fear has kept you frozen in place, analyzing instead of feeling, protecting instead of fully surrendering. You have rehearsed letting go 1,000 times, but your body still braces for impact every single time. Your own joy has been suppressed deliberately because experiencing happiness right now feels dangerously vulnerable to you. You catch yourself smiling and then immediately pull back, as though delight itself might betray you without warning. The next card coming through is the Moon, and it cuts straight into the core of your anxiety. The Moon shows that your intuition has been screaming, but your logic keeps drowning every instinct out entirely. You sense shifts before they happen. You pick up on energy changes, yet you refuse to trust it. There are nights where your mind races in circles, replaying conversations and searching for meanings beneath every word. You dissect silences the way other people dissect conversations, and that habit drains you more than you admit. You wonder if you imagined the whole connection, if maybe loneliness manufactured something that was never truly there. The Moon reveals that this doubt is not based on evidence. It is rooted in old wounds resurfacing. Previous experiences taught you that vulnerability leads to heartbreak, and your nervous system now treats openness as danger. You built walls so carefully and strategically that even you forgot how to find the door back through. Your emotional intelligence is remarkable, but it works against you now, overanalyzing every signal you receive. You wish you could shut your awareness off for one evening, just to feel ordinary and unburdened again. You feel at a frequency most people cannot access, and that depth is both your gift and burden. The exhaustion you carry is not physical. It lives in your spirit from constant emotional surveillance of everything. Then we have the Queen of Swords, and this card mirrors who you have become through all this. You sharpened yourself into a person who leads with logic, because feelings once cost you far too much. The Queen of Swords shows that your independence became armor, something you wear to prove you need nobody. Underneath that composure lives a longing so intense it keeps you awake when the entire world goes silent. You crave permanence and depth and safety, but asking for those things feels like admitting weakness to yourself. You have convinced yourself that needing anybody makes you fragile, when the opposite is actually the deeper truth. The truth your spirit carries is heavy, because you already know this connection reshaped you at your foundation. You are not the same person you were before, and returning to emotional numbness no longer feels possible. Your soul expanded to hold something enormous, and shrinking back into old patterns now causes you genuine pain. The version of you that existed before this feels like a stranger you can no longer relate to. Every emotion you have buried is sitting at the surface, waiting for your permission to finally be expressed. You deserve to stop punishing yourself for wanting something beautiful, and the cards need you to absorb that. That message alone should tell you everything. Your worth was never tied to how tightly you hold control. The battle between surrender and self protection has been the most exhausting fight you have ever quietly endured. Now, let us shift the energy and step into what this person has been feeling on their end. Because while you have been confused, they have been dealing with their own storm behind closed doors. This person is not as composed as they appear, and the cards are about to expose every layer. Their emotional world has been completely disrupted by you, and they do not know how to handle it. They were not prepared for the depth of what they feel, and that lack of preparation unsettles them. Everything they thought they understood about love got rewritten the moment you entered their awareness entirely. The first card I have for their energy is the King of Pentacles, and this is very telling. The King of Pentacles shows that this person values stability, structure, and control above almost everything else. They built their life around predictability, and then you arrived and dismantled that entire framework without even trying. What terrifies them is that you awaken things, emotions they had successfully buried for years inside. They prided themselves on emotional discipline, on keeping their inner world locked away from outside influence completely. The King of Pentacles confirms that this person equates vulnerability with weakness, and that belief runs incredibly deep. They constructed an identity around being unshakable, and now you threaten that entire self-image without realizing it. They have been taught through painful experience that opening up leads to loss, and that lesson scarred them. Their guard is not arrogance, it is architecture, carefully constructed over years of heartbreak and emotional betrayal. Every wall they built served a purpose once, but now those walls feel like a prison entirely. They look at you and feel something ancient stir, something their rational mind has no vocabulary to describe. This person thinks about you far more obsessively than they would ever willingly admit to another living soul. The next card coming through is the High Priestess, and this deepens everything the reading has been showing. The High Priestess reveals that this person operates on intuition more than they let the outside world believe. They already know in their spirit that you are significant, but acknowledging that demands a courage they lack. There is a quiet knowing inside them that this connection was not accidental, not random, not manufactured. They tried to rationalize you away, to categorize you as temporary, but nothing about you fits any box. The High Priestess also shows that this person carries secrets about their feelings, layers nobody else has accessed. The depth of what they conceal about you would stun you if you ever heard it spoken aloud. They have entire conversations with you inside their own mind, rehearsing words they never actually speak out loud. The emotional weight they carry regarding you is staggering, and it influences their decisions more than they realize. They wake up thinking about you. They fall asleep replaying moments, and that has become their ritual. This person feels magnetically pulled toward you, and fighting that pull has become their hardest internal battle. Their silence is not indifference. Their distance is not rejection. It is the sound of quiet overwhelm. They are terrified of this intensity because it mirrors something they once lost, and that echo haunts them. They see fragments of past pain reflected in your warmth, and that contradiction leaves them emotionally paralyzed inside. Then we have the Six of Cups, and this card brings a deeply nostalgic and tender energy forward. The Six of Cups tells me this person connects you to something pure, something that feels like home. You remind them of a love they once experienced before the world hardened them and stole their trust. There is an innocence they feel around you that both comforts and frightens them in equal measure always. They associate you with warmth and emotional safety, even though they resist admitting that out loud to anyone. The Six of Cups reveals that this person aches for you with a longing rooted in their bones. Their fear is not about you specifically. It is about what surrendering to you would require of them. They would have to shed every protective layer, dismantle every fortress, and stand before you completely exposed. That prospect shakes them to their core, because the last time they stood that open, they were devastated. Despite every fear and defense mechanism they carry, this person cannot stop gravitating toward your energy. Their heart chose you long before their mind caught up, and that conflict defines everything they feel. So now let us look at what this person is actually about to do, because movement is coming. The energy shifts here from internal struggle to external decision, and the cards show action approaching rapidly. This person has reached a tipping point, and sitting still is no longer an option they can sustain. They have spent enough time circling the situation, and a concrete choice is forming inside their mind now. The direction they are heading involves you directly, and nothing about their next move will be subtle. The first card for their actions is the Ace of Wands, and this signals a bold new beginning. The Ace of Wands represents ignition, the spark that turns contemplation into motion without any further hesitation. This person is about to initiate contact, and when they do, it will carry real weight behind it. They are done waiting for the perfect moment because they finally realized that perfect timing does not exist. A decision has crystallized inside them recently, and it involves stepping forward rather than continuing to retreat backward. The Ace of Wands confirms they are preparing to make a move, one that changes the dynamic entirely. This is not going to be casual. Something shifted, and they feel urgency pressing against them now. They are gathering their courage quietly, rehearsing how to approach you in a way that feels intentional. Their next step involves vulnerability they have never shown before, and they are bracing themselves for that exposure. The cards show that this person will break their own pattern, doing something completely out of character. The walls they maintained for so long are about to develop cracks, and those cracks will be visible. The shift in their energy is palpable, and people around them are beginning to notice something different already. The next card here is the Chariot, and this confirms that forward momentum is now officially unstoppable. The Chariot does not appear for hesitation. It appears when a decision has already been locked in. This person has made up their mind beneath the surface, and their actions will soon reflect that resolution. They are about to pursue you with a focus and determination that contradicts everything their silence suggested before. The Chariot shows them cutting through their own excuses, eliminating the barriers they previously hid behind so carefully. Expect a shift in their behavior soon, because the distance they maintained is about to collapse on itself. They may reach out through a message, a call, or an unexpected appearance that catches you off guard. The timing of their approach will feel sudden, but understand they have been building toward this moment internally. The Chariot confirms they are no longer debating whether to move. The only question remaining is exactly how. They have mapped out scenarios in their mind, weighing every possible outcome before taking their decisive first step. Their approach will carry sincerity you have not witnessed from them before, because pretense no longer serves them. Their next actions will speak volumes, louder than anything they have communicated or failed to communicate before. This person is preparing to lay something on the table, and walking it back afterward is not possible. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles, and this tells me their actions will be deliberate and precise. The Eight of Pentacles represents dedicated effort, meaning this person is not coming toward you on impulse alone. They are crafting their approach carefully, choosing words and timing with the kind of attention that reveals seriousness. This is not a whim or a fleeting urge. The Eight of Pentacles confirms sustained and intentional pursuit. They want to demonstrate through actions that their feelings are real, because words alone feel insufficient to them. The Eight of Pentacles shows them putting in consistent effort, showing up repeatedly rather than one grand gesture. Their plan involves proving themselves to you over time, not through a single dramatic moment of declaration. They understand that trust requires labor, and they are willing to invest that labor without demanding instant results. What is coming from this person is not reckless. It is calculated and purposeful and aimed at you. Every step they take from this point forward will be designed to close the gap that currently exists. The cards are crystal clear on this. Movement is imminent, and it is oriented entirely in your direction. Their season of standing still has officially ended, and what replaces it will demand your full attention soon. Now, let us uncover what this person has never spoken out loud, because the confessions run deep. These are the words trapped behind their teeth, the truths they rehearse but never allow themselves to release. The cards are pulling back a curtain here, and what sits behind it will shift your entire perspective. This person carries confessions about you that would alter everything if you ever heard them spoken directly. They have swallowed their own truth so many times that silence has become their default language with you. The gap between what they show and what they actually feel is wider than you could ever imagine. The first card revealing their hidden world is the Devil, and this exposes the raw, unfiltered obsession. The Devil says this person is consumed by you in a way that feels almost frightening to them. They think about you in moments they should not, during other conversations, and in the quiet before sleep. Their desire for you extends far beyond emotional longing. It enters territory they have never voiced to anyone. The Devil confirms this person craves your presence physically, mentally, and spiritually with an intensity that startles them. They have imagined a life beside you in such vivid detail that reality without you now feels colorless. They have memorized details about you that you never even shared, absorbed through sheer devotion and quiet attention. What they will never admit is that you have ruined them for anybody else, permanently and without remedy. They have tried to develop interest in other people, and every single attempt dissolved before it even started. Nobody compares to you in their mind, and that realization does not comfort them. It actually terrifies them. The Devil reveals that this person wrestles with how much power you hold over their thoughts and decisions. They feel tethered to you on a level that logic cannot untangle, and they resent that vulnerability deeply. Their secret confession is that they want to belong to you entirely, but admitting that strips their independence. The next card is the Five of Cups, and this uncovers the private grief they carry about you. The Five of Cups shows this person mourning moments they wasted, chances they let slip through their fingers. They replay specific instances where they could have spoken, could have reached out, but chose silence instead. Their deepest regret involves the distance they created between you, knowing that most of it was manufactured fear. They carry a private shame for choosing protection over honesty, and that shame follows them into every decision. They punish themselves privately for pulling away, because every retreat from you felt like betraying their own heart. The Five of Cups tells me they grieve a version of your bond that almost but never materialized. They imagine what life would look like had they chosen courage over caution, and that fantasy haunts them. Late at night, they sit with the weight of words they swallowed, conversations they abandoned before they began. Their unspoken confession is that losing you scares them more than any failure, any rejection, any wound before. They will never tell you how many times they reached for you, only to stop at the edge. The regret they carry is not abstract. It lives in their chest like an ache they cannot soothe. Then we have the Ten of Cups, and this card reveals their most guarded and sacred private dream. The Ten of Cups shows that this person envisions a complete life with you, not fragments, but everything. They picture mornings and routines and holidays and growing old with a specificity that would astonish you entirely. Their fantasy is not casual or fleeting. It is architecturally detailed and emotionally invested beyond anything shown. This person secretly wants partnership with you, the kind of bond that becomes the foundation of everything. The Ten of Cups confirms their hidden desire is wholeness, and they believe only you can provide it. They dream about introducing you to their world fully, about erasing the gap between private feelings and reality. What they conceal most carefully is that they see you as permanent, not temporary or experimental at all. Their confession beneath every confession is this: they chose you a long time ago and never unchose you. Every guarded moment and calculated distance has been their way of protecting a love they cannot bear losing. The silence was never absence of feeling. It was the sound of a person holding too much inside. These confessions sit at the center of everything, and the cards needed you to witness their full weight. So let us bring this reading to a close, because what lies ahead deserves your full attention. The near future holds a turning point for this connection, and the cards say it arrives very soon. Something between you and this person is about to click into alignment, a shift neither can ignore. The first card for your near future is the Wheel of Fortune, and this signals destined change arriving. The Wheel of Fortune confirms that circumstances are rearranging, creating an opening that did not exist before. External factors will push you two closer together, and the timing of it will feel almost suspiciously perfect. Conversations that were previously impossible will become accessible, and barriers will dissolve without effort from either side. The Wheel of Fortune tells me that fate is actively intervening, placing you both exactly where you belong. Within the coming weeks, expect a moment of clarity that removes every ounce of doubt you previously carried. Then we have the Sun, and this card promises warmth and mutual joy flooding into this connection soon. The Sun shows a period of openness arriving, where both of you finally drop pretense and communicate transparently. Laughter and lightness will replace the heaviness, and your bond will enter a phase that feels genuinely effortless. Now here is my advice to you, and I need you to absorb every word of this carefully. Stop shrinking yourself to accommodate your fear, because your fear has already proven it gives terrible counsel. Trust what your body recognized before your mind caught up, that knowing inside you was never wrong. Do not punish yourself for wanting depth. The fact that you crave something real is your greatest strength. When this person steps forward, meet them without the armor. Let them see exactly who you are, unfiltered. You do not need to rehearse your worthiness. Your presence alone has already shifted their entire world permanently. Release the need to control every outcome, because the most extraordinary chapters of your life were never planned. Allow this connection the space to breathe and expand, without strangling it with overthinking or manufactured distance. The cards are urging you to receive, because you have spent far too long only giving and protecting. Your heart already knows the answer to every question your mind keeps recycling, so trust that knowing completely. Now let me bring back the message that opened this entire reading for you, because it matters deeply. The message was, who is this person, and why does your love story feel the craziest ever told? The answer the cards delivered is clear. This person is your mirror, your match, and your destined counterpart. Every single card across this reading confirmed that same truth from a different angle, over and over again. The star showed you that this bond is rare and divinely guided, rooted in something far beyond coincidence. The Knight of Cups confirmed this love arrived with purpose, and the attraction was magnetic from the start. The Empress revealed fertile ground beneath your connection, and the Two of Wands showed mutual recognition of potential. The Nine of Cups exposed your deepest wishes, while the Moon illuminated the fears clouding your inner clarity. The Queen of Swords mirrored your strength, and the King of Pentacles revealed their need for emotional control. The High Priestess uncovered their hidden intuition, and the Six of Cups connected you both through nostalgic tenderness. The Ace of Wands ignited their decision to move, and the Chariot confirmed that momentum is now unstoppable. The Eight of Pentacles showed deliberate effort coming, while the Devil exposed their raw and consuming obsession. The Five of Cups held their private regret, and the Ten of Cups revealed their dream of wholeness. The Wheel of Fortune promised destined change, and the Sun guaranteed warmth and transparency ahead for you. Every card pointed in the same direction, toward a love story written long before either of you. This is not something you stumbled into by accident. This is something the universe constructed with absolute intention. Carry this reading with you, not as hope, but as confirmation of what you already sensed inside yourself. You are deeply loved, even in the silence, even through the distance, even when the evidence felt invisible. Thank you so much for being here today, for trusting the cards, and for trusting your own intuition. I am sending you so much love and healing energy, and I truly hope this reading blessed you. Something between you and this person is about to click into alignment, a shift neither can ignore. The first card for your near future is the Wheel of Fortune, and this signals destined change arriving. The Wheel of Fortune confirms that circumstances are rearranging, creating an opening that did not exist before. External factors will push you two closer together, and the timing of it will feel almost suspiciously perfect. Conversations that were previously impossible will become accessible, and barriers will dissolve without effort from either side. The Wheel of Fortune tells me that fate is actively intervening, placing you both exactly where you belong. Within the coming weeks, expect a moment of clarity that removes every ounce of doubt you previously carried. Then we have the Sun, and this card promises warmth and mutual joy flooding into this connection soon. The Sun shows a period of openness arriving, where both of you finally drop pretense and communicate transparently. Laughter and lightness will replace the heaviness, and your bond will enter a phase that feels genuinely effortless. Now here is my advice to you, and I need you to absorb every word of this carefully. Stop shrinking yourself to accommodate your fear, because your fear has already proven it gives terrible counsel. Trust what your body recognized before your mind caught up, that knowing inside you was never wrong. Do not punish yourself for wanting depth. The fact that you crave something real is your greatest strength. When this person steps forward, meet them without the armor. Let them see exactly who you are, unfiltered. You do not need to rehearse your worthiness. Your presence alone has already shifted their entire world permanently. Release the need to control every outcome, because the most extraordinary chapters of your life were never planned. Allow this connection the space to breathe and expand, without strangling it with overthinking or manufactured distance. The cards are urging you to receive, because you have spent far too long only giving and protecting. Your heart already knows the answer to every question your mind keeps recycling, so trust that knowing completely. Now let me bring back the message that opened this entire reading for you, because it matters deeply. The message was, who is this person, and why does your love story feel the craziest ever told? The answer the cards delivered is clear. This person is your mirror, your match, and your destined counterpart. Every single card across this reading confirmed that same truth from a different angle, over and over again. The star showed you that this bond is rare and divinely guided, rooted in something far beyond coincidence. The Knight of Cups confirmed this love arrived with purpose, and the attraction was magnetic from the start. The Empress revealed fertile ground beneath your connection, and the Two of Wands showed mutual recognition of potential. The Nine of Cups exposed your deepest wishes, while the Moon illuminated the fears clouding your inner clarity. The Queen of Swords mirrored your strength, and the King of Pentacles revealed their need for emotional control. The High Priestess uncovered their hidden intuition, and the Six of Cups connected you both through nostalgic tenderness. The Ace of Wands ignited their decision to move, and the Chariot confirmed that momentum is now unstoppable. The Eight of Pentacles showed deliberate effort coming, while the Devil exposed their raw and consuming obsession. The Five of Cups held their private regret, and the Ten of Cups revealed their dream of wholeness. The Wheel of Fortune promised destined change, and the Sun guaranteed warmth and transparency ahead for you. Every card pointed in the same direction, toward a love story written long before either of you. This is not something you stumbled into by accident. This is something the universe constructed with absolute intention. Carry this reading with you, not as hope, but as confirmation of what you already sensed inside yourself. You are deeply loved, even in the silence, even through the distance, even when the evidence felt invisible.